This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Iris Xu, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Wednesday, August 6th. Former French speaker discusses Taiwan-EU cooperation at Catalan Forum. Taiwan VP thanks ally nation for UN support. And Trump announces TSMC will expand U.S. investments, tanking Taiwan's stock market. But first, today's top story. The annual Catalan Forum opened in Taipei on Tuesday, bringing together officials from at least 10 countries, including the United States, Japan, and the United Kingdom, to discuss regional security and gray zone challenges. Former French National Assembly President François de Rugy said that growing geopolitical tensions, environmental challenges, and threats to democracy are facing the Indo-Pacific region. He added that France and the EU must defend the universal values of freedom and democracy and call Taiwan an indispensable partner. De Rugy also urged deeper cooperation between Taiwan and Europe, particularly in areas such as climate change response and decarbonization technologies, and emphasized the importance of Taiwan's participation in international organizations.
France and the European Union must advocate for greater inclusion of Taiwan in international organizations such as the World Health Organization and the World Trade Organization, where Taiwan has already demonstrated its commitment to open and rules-based trade. Such inclusion would strengthen Taiwan's legitimacy on the international stage and contribute to regional stability.
He also warned about the growing threats of disinformation campaigns targeting Taiwan. He said that France and the EU could share expertise in cybersecurity and countering false narratives to strengthen the resilience of democracies. In the end, he called on democratic nations to work together to build a peaceful and prosperous future in which the values of freedom ultimately prevail. Vice President Xiao Bi-khim met with diplomatic representatives from Taiwan's ally nations stationed at the United Nations in Geneva this Tuesday, thanking them for their continued support of Taiwan's international participation. The delegation included Ambassador Jose Francisco Calice and his wife from Guatemala's Geneva mission, Ambassador Anne-Catherine Lesage and her husband from Haiti's delegation, and Deputy Permanent Representative Samuel K. Lanwei Jr. and his wife from the Marshall Islands. Deputy Foreign Minister Ge Baoshen accompanied the group to the presidential office. Xiao expressed gratitude for allies' steadfast partnership within the United Nations system and their advocacy for Taiwan's meaningful participation in international organizations. She says that Taiwan has been unfairly excluded from the UN system for years, making their support crucial for upholding principles of justice, fairness, and inclusiveness. The vice president said that she was speaking on behalf of both the government and the Taiwanese people in thanking the ambassadors for their friendship and continued diplomatic support. This Tuesday, United States President Donald Trump said during an interview with CNBC that Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited, or TSMC, will increase its U.S. investment to $300 billion. Although TSMC declined to comment, clarifying that they have yet to make any official announcements, Trump's statement has already thrown the domestic market into disarray, making it the weakest among all Asian stocks. TSMC chairperson C.C. Wei previously announced a $165 billion investment in the United States during a White House meeting with Trump in March. But in the interview, Trump said TSMC expects to invest nearly double that. He also stated that new tariffs on semiconductors and other chip products could be announced as early as next week. Trump's remarks, coupled with recent data showing an unexpected contraction in the U.S. service sector, sparked concerns about economic fundamentals. All four major U.S. stock indices fell on Tuesday, with TSMC's American Depository Receipts falling nearly 3%. TSMC's share price also weakened on the Taipei Stock Exchange, falling by more than 2% before midday and dragging the overall Taiwan stock market down by over 200 points. Taiwanese investment advisors pointed out that if TSMC's decline is excluded, the Taiwanese stock market's performance hovered around the flat line. Here's investment consulting company Marble CEO Wang Rongxu.
The broader market is heavily influenced by Trump's policies, but when it comes to individual stocks, you'll find that many AI stocks are supported by fundamentals. External factors may have an impact, but the effects are short-lived. While the broader market hasn't reached a new high, many AI stocks have.
Regarding the impending semiconductor tariffs, Marble Consultants said that if they include information and communication technology products, and not just chips, the effects could be devastating. These products account for approximately 70% of Taiwan's exports to the U.S., so if Trump takes action on the sector, it would effectively force Taiwanese companies to accelerate the establishment of factories in the U.S. Taiwan has faced severe heavy rainfall in recent days, prompting Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba to extend condolences on Tuesday via social media platform X. President Lai Ching-te responded in a bilingual post, thanking Ishiba for his concern. Lai said that Japan and Taiwan share a family-like friendship that shined through during difficult times. Lai added that disaster recovery and reconstruction remains a priority of the government, with efforts underway to help residents return to normal life. He also expressed hope for deeper disaster resilience cooperation between Taiwan and Japan. The Foreign Ministry says it promptly conveyed thanks to the Japanese government. Foreign Minister Lin Jialong also expressed his condolences and said that he looks forward to strengthening cooperation and building a closer, more resilient partnership to face future challenges together. The amended Employment Service Act officially took effect August 1st, allowing seniors aged 80 and up to apply for foreign caregivers without the Barthel Index for measuring daily functional independence. This has raised concerns about the potential impact on families who need the caregivers for serious illnesses. Labor Minister Hong Shen-han announced on Monday that several key supporting measures have been proposed and that the ministry has already coordinated with 4 countries to increase the number of foreign caregivers admitted to Taiwan. He added that they are working with the Health Ministry to develop a mechanism to prioritize families with serious illnesses during the process of hiring caregivers and to minimize potential obstacles. Hong said that the Labor Ministry has increased frontline administrative manpower and related funding to support this effort, particularly just after the law takes effect and a surge in demand follows. Accordingly, approximately 1.1 billion NT dollars or $36.6 million US has been allocated to the Health Ministry to expand long-term and respite care services. The minister emphasized that they are doing their best to plan and implement support measures to minimize the impact of the new amendments to the Employment Service Act on families caring for critically ill individuals. The 58% tariffs that China imposes on American cherries has driven the cherry prices in Taiwan to less than 200 NT dollars or $7 US per box, and to customers' delight.
On a normal day, US imported cherries usually cost up to 300 NT dollars, around $10 US per box. However, due to the US-China trade war, China's import tariff on American cherries has reached approximately 58%, deterring American cherries to Vietnam, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Whether in markets, supermarkets, or fruit stores, prices have recently become much more affordable. It's cherry season now, and big, round, and brightly colored cherries are now available for less than 200 NT dollars, around $6 to $7 US per box. Compared to last year's price of 300 to 400 NT dollars, which is around 10 to 13 US dollars per box, the current price reflects a reduction of 30 to 50%. Customers are eager to enjoy this new price. The price of cherries exported to Vietnam has dropped by 50% compared to previous year, and that to Hong Kong has also decreased to a 20-year low. Coupled with the favorable weather in the US, this year's cherry production has increased by approximately 8% compared to last year. In Taiwan, local wholesale prices have dropped 10 to 15%. The cherry season is coming to an end, and this price has cherry lovers exclaiming they've made a real profit. Phil for RTI News.
Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Iris Xu. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.